Hello, everybody. We had some technical difficulties. We are trying to get this set up. Unfortunately, the Wi-Fi is very bad here. So we're trying to get it through my phone. I'm not sure if it'll be going on both Facebook and Rickwall broadcasts or not. So I do apologize, and I do apologize. It may be a little bit slow uploading speed. I'm not quite sure. So please let us know. I think Chad's going to try to check the comments, to see. I'm not sure if they'll pop up on my phone or not. Again, this is all kind of through my phone. I'm hoping it'll save, and then we'll be able to upload it later if need be. So I do apologize. This rink, we're in the middle rink at Iceline, and it has hardly any Wi-Fi service. So hopefully this is coming through. If not, I apologize, and we'll try to upload it later. This is the first game of the 16U AA Mid-State Mustangs in the Mid-Atlantic Summer Showcase Tournament. Coming to you from Westchester. We're at the Iceline rink for our first game. We're playing against Snider hockey. So thank you for tuning in. It looks like I will be able to maybe see some comments. So if you can hear me okay, if the video looks okay, please let me know. Again, I apologize. Hopefully this is streaming both on Facebook and Brickwall Broadcast on YouTube, but I'm not quite sure. And we don't have the greatest position here with the netting and everything in front of us, but we'll see what we can do. So it looks like Cole is going to the net on our right. And it looks like we are going to have Eichfeld, Wanger, Giesman, Zuro, and Stoddard out for the Mustangs to start. And again, I'm trying to remember names and everything, so I do apologize if I mess them up. We're going to have 15-minute periods. Again, we're going to have delayed offsides and also no icing on penalty kills. So again, we're playing Snider hockey for the first game. So Stoddard picks up this puck. Surveying goes back towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld dumps it in. Snider picks up this puck behind the net, wraps it around. Still fighting for that puck in the corner. I apologize, there's not a great view there. Snider picks up this puck, gets it towards the middle. Eichfeld keeps that in and dumps it down. Snider hits it up along the far boards. Stoddard keeps it in momentarily. Snider does come away with it. Quick pursuit. Snider centers it, blocked by Zuro. Zuro tries to get it out to the corner. Snider picks it up behind the net, towards the middle, broken up momentarily by Giesman. Giesman gets it up to Eichfeld. Eichfeld dumps it down. The goalie will leave it for his player. Snider along the far boards, has a little bit of speed. Coming around, I believe that's Crum, and I think that's offsides. So we have 14:02 left in the first period, score is 0-0. Again, this is the 16U AA Mustangs in the first game of the Mid-Atlantic Summer Showcase against Snider hockey. We're going to have Waite, Downey, Zenobel, Davis, and Crum. So Waite picks up that puck, dumps it down to the corner. Waite behind the net. Still fighting for that puck along the far boards. The puck goes behind the net. Waite with a hit to break up that play. Snider comes away with it, brings it into the neutral zone. Crum picks this up, dumps it down hard along the boards. The goalie plays it over to the far boards. Downey keeps that in momentarily, bounces off of the Snider player. Zenobel over to Downey. Downey to Waite. Waite with a shot just over the goalie. Crum dumps it down towards Waite. Snider behind the net towards the middle, kept in by Zenobel. Zenobel centers it, broken up by Snider. Good job by Kaufman to keep that puck in at the blue line. Snider tries to get it over Zenobel, sticks that down. Still along the near boards. Zenobo behind the net breaks up that play. Kaufman centers it over to Zenobo. Zenobo with a shot broken up by Snider. Snider along the far boards, kept in by Davis. Davis dumps it down behind the net. Kaufman is there to try to pick it up. Kaufman centers it, broken up by Snider. Crum off of his skates, but Snider comes up with it. Snider with a shot, saved by Cole. High bouncing puck. Sakrisky gets it out towards the near boards. Zenobo centers it, but broken up by Snider. Davis will pick this up into the neutral zone. Davis with a shot on net, saved by the goalie. Left for Snider. Brooks keeps this in at the blue line, gets it towards Kaufman. Bilodeau centers it. Kaufman, or Snider comes away with it, kept in by Sakrisky. Bilodeau along the far boards, dumps it to the corner. Snider behind the net. Brooks or Sakrisky tries to break up that play. Kaufman towards Sakrisky, goes behind the net. Bilodeau in the far corner, breaks up that play. Still stuck along the boards there. Centers it. Goalie has to play it. Snider comes up with the puck towards the middle. Broken up by Brooks. Brooks collects the puck, sends it down towards Wilson. Goalie plays it around the far boards. Changes on both teams. Downey comes in, keeps that in the blue line. Snider cross ice pass into the neutral zone. Another pass. Brooks putting pressure along that puck. Brooks breaks up that play. Brooks trying to get to it, but it gets hung up. Puck up to the blue line, shot saved by Cole. Brooks dumps that down, and that'll be icing. So 11:05 left in the first period. We're going to have a face-off to the left of Cole. We're going to have Downey, Lugar, Wilson, Zero, and Stoddard. So Zero picks up this puck. Still fighting for it in the corner. Snider comes up with it. Snider's centering pass broken up. Lugar gets that out and down, and that'll be icing. So 10:50 left in the first period. So Downey will take this face off over towards Zero. Snider tries to center it, broken up by Stoddard. Snider circling, sends it up to the point. They leaks out into the neutral zone. Snider will send it down. It is delayed offsides. Stoddard dumps that up towards Downey, picked off by Snider. Snider comes in along the boards. Stoddard breaks up that play momentarily. Lugar comes in with a big hit. Shot by Snider, wide of the net. Stoddard comes in to pick up this puck. Snider cross ice pass, unfortunately, and bounced off of Downey. Stoddard picks this up again into the neutral zone. Stoddard still fighting to get to this puck, broken up by Snider. Lugar keeps that puck in. Snider picks this up into the neutral zone. Zero gets this along the near boards, picked up by Eichfeld. Eichfeld with some speed through the neutral zone. Coming in, shot, saved by the goalie. Eichfeld tries to get his rebound in, saved by the goalie again. Snider through the neutral zone, cross ice pass. Davis, high bouncing puck into the wall. So 9:41 left in the first period. So a face off to the right of Cole. We're going to have Giesman, Wanger, Eichfeld, Crum, and Davis. So Wanger with the face-off goes up towards the point. Shot by Snider into the far corner. Crum picks up this puck. Unfortunately gets picked off by Snider. Davis will collect this, goes behind the net. Davis changes directions up along the near boards. Gets towards Giesman, who gets hit into the boards. Eichfeld picks this up into the neutral zone. Eichfeld surveying, shot wide of the net. Crum over along the near boards, gets it to Wanger. Wanger to Crum. Crum with a shot deflected wide. Eichfeld with this puck into the far boards. Eichfeld and Wenger fighting for this puck. Crum comes away with it. Crum to Giesman. Giesman with a shot, saved by the goalie. Good attempt there. So 8:51 left in the first period. Score is still 0-0. We'll face off to the right of the goalie. We'll have Brooks and Knob on defense. Waite, Zanoble, and Downey on offense. Brooks pens it to Waite. Waite with a shot saved by the goalie. Downey tries to get a rebound in. Puck behind the net. Still fighting for this. Snider comes up with it momentarily. Good pressure by the Mustangs. Keep it in. Downey over towards Waite. Waite tries to get that in, saved by the goalie. Snider through the middle. Good job by Waite there to keep it in. Zanoble towards Downey. Zanoble serving. Comes around towards the middle. Gets it to Brooks. Brooks with a shot blocked by Snider. Waite tries to get the rebound in. Downey there as well. Good save by the goalie. So we'll face off to the right of the goalie. Zuro and Sutter back on D. Sakrisky, Kaufman, and Bilodeau on offense. Snyder takes it behind the net, wraps it around the far boards. Sutter with a slap shot from the point, saved by the goalie. So face off to the left of the goalie by Sakrisky. Snyder gets it into the middle. Cross ice pass momentarily blocked down by Bilodeau. Sutter hits that puck up towards Bilodeau. Bouncing puck in the neutral zone, dumps down. Snyder has to get back on sides. Sutter comes away with this puck. Cross ice pass to Bilodeau in the middle. Bilodeau over towards Kaufman. Kaufman dumps it down into the offensive zone. Snyder is there. Zuro breaks up that play momentarily. Snyder comes in. Snyder with a shot high over the net. Snyder along the near board shot. Blocker save by Cole. Zuro putting pressure along that puck. Bilodeau in assistance along with Zuro. Bilodeau comes away with it momentarily. Goes to Snyder. Bilodeau picks this off again. Comes near the near boards. Kaufman picks this up, brings it through the neutral zone. Shot saved by the goalie. Bilodeau tries to get that rebound in. Unfortunately, couldn't connect there. Snyder into the neutral zone. Cross ice pass. Snyder up the top of the circle, broken up by Bilodeau. Gets it to Sakrisky. Sakrisky over to Bilodeau. Bilodeau to Lugar. Lugar back to Bilodeau. Bilodeau with a shot deflected wide. Sakrisky picks that up, leaves it for Crum. Crum fighting to get to this puck along the backboards. Davis keeps us in. Shot saved by the goalie. So 6:22 left in the first period. The score is still 0-0. We'll have a face-off to the left of the goalie. We'll have Wilson, Lugar, Downey, Davis, and Crum out for the Mustangs. So Downey with the face-off, goes towards the middle. Snyder picks this up towards the near boards and down into the near corner. Crum in pursuit. Crum breaks up that play behind the net, over towards Lugar. Snyder keeps it in. The point deflected by the Mustangs. Crum will collect, has a little bit of time, dumps it into the neutral zone towards Wilson. Crum still fighting for this puck along the boards. Downey picks this up, dumps it behind the net, bounces off the side of the net. Wilson will pick this up along the far boards, sends it back to Davis at the point. Davis with a shot over the net. Crum keeps this in momentarily before the puck leaks out into the neutral zone. Davis will recollect. Cross ice pass Wilson hits this up, but it's picked off by Snider. Wilson breaking up that play along with Crum. Crum over towards the near boards, picked up by Downey. Downey with some speed into the offensive zone. Downey trying to get this puck centered, but broken up by Snider. And there's going to be a penalty. So we're going to get a roughing penalty against Snider, I believe. So Snider will be going to the box for 2 minutes for roughing. 5:11 left in the first period. We'll be on a power play. We have Wenger, Sakrisky, Zanoble, Davis, and Crum for our power play line. So it goes back to Zanoble. Snider picks us off, brings it in through the neutral zone. Snider dumps it down. Davis, good pressure there along the puck. Snider in the far boards. Zanoble picks this up. Zanoble into the neutral zone. Cross ice pass to Sakrisky. Sakrisky surveying, gets it to Crum. Crum with a shot, saved by the goalie. Snider gets it to the near boards. Kept in. Wenger with a shot, deflected high up into the rafters. So 4:40 left in the first period. 1:29 left on our power play. We'll have Sakrisky, Zanoble, Wenger, Crum, and Davis on a faceoff to the right of the goalie. So Crum with the puck towards the blue line, shot. Wenger tries to deflect it, and Wenger with another shot saved by the goalie. Wenger to Sakrisky. Sakrisky back to Crum. Sakrisky comes away with it. Sakrisky trying to center it. Goes over along the far boards. Snider gets this up and out. We have to get back on sides. Snider comes away with it momentarily before Zanoble gets it, Zanoble gets it up to Davis. Davis surveying, sends it back to Wenger at the point. Over to Crum, a shot, saved. So some good passing, good shooting by the Mustangs. Good attempts on our power play. So we have 49 seconds left in our power play, 4 minutes left in the first period. The score is still 0-0. We have Waite, Downey, Kaufman, Zuro, and Stoddard. So Downey with the face-off. Snider, high bouncing puck. There'll be no icing because they are on a penalty kill. Cole plays it over towards Zuro. Zuro over towards Stoddard. Stoddard brings it through the neutral zone. Snider sends it back down. Cole will play this, leaves it for Zuro. Downey picks up this puck, has some speed in through the neutral zone. And unfortunately, we're offsides. So we'll have a face-off outside the offensive zone. We have 17 seconds left on our power play. 3:28 left in the first period. Score is still 0-0. Kaufman, Downey. I can't see where that other one is on the other side. And then we have Zuro, Stoddard. Looks like Waite too. So Zuro fighting for that puck behind the net. Snider comes up with it, but Zuro still putting pressure. Snider brings it to the top of the circle. Nice block by Stoddard. Waite comes up with this puck through the neutral zone. Waite with some speed into the offensive zone. Changes directions. Snider does get it out into the neutral zone. Kaufman picks this up, regrouping. Kaufman up to Zuro. The Snider is back on at full strength. Stoddard surveying, changing directions. Snider comes up with it, shot wide of the net. Downey bounces this off of the boards. Snider has to get back on sides. Stoddard will pick this up to Eichfeld in the neutral zone. Eichfeld brings it in. Eichfeld to the middle, shot deflected wide of the net. Giesman tries to get a rebound, goes up to Eichfeld. Eichfeld with a shot and in! So good job there by the Mustangs. I believe that was Giesman who had the puck kind of behind the net off of that rebound. Got it back up to Eichfeld. Eichfeld with a shot and in. So that'll put the Mustangs up on the board to start. So 2:19 left in the first period. That'll put the Mustangs up 1-0. We'll have Wenger, Giesman, Eichfeld, Knob, and Brooks. So Wenger with the faceoff goes back towards Knob, Knob to Brooks, Brooks along the near boards up towards Giesman. Eichfeld comes up with the puck. Eichfeld behind the net, centers it towards Knob, unfortunately picked off by Snider. Eichfeld keeps that in. We have to get back on the sides. The puck leaks down. Cole will play it, leaves it for Brooks. Brooks around behind the net. Brooks around that player, over towards Giesman. Oh, stretching pass, and that'll be icing. So just missed that puck off of his stick. So we'll face off to the left of Cole. Knob and Brooks on D. Wilson, Lugar, and Sakrisky on offense. Oh, no, it'll be to the right of Cole. So Sakrisky will take this face off, goes towards the middle. Lugar picks this up, brings it through the neutral zone, dumps it down after he gains the red line. The goalie will play it along the near boards. Snider has it in the middle. Snider up into the neutral zone, cross ice pass picked up by Brooks. Brooks towards Lugar. Lugar dumps it into our offensive zone. Snider changes directions again. Wilson along the far boards, dumps it down behind the net. Snider picks this up. Good job by Wilson to break up that play. Wilson still putting pressure along that puck. Sakrisky gets it to Wilson. Wilson centers it to Lugar. Lugar tries to get a shot off. Lugar with another shot, saved by the goalie. Lugar dumps it along the near boards. Brooks keeps it in. Still trying to fight for that puck along the boards. Brooks dumps it down behind the net. Lugar in pursuit. Lugar breaks up that play momentarily. Snider gets it towards the far boards. Cross ice pass into the neutral zone. Bouncing puck. Broken up by Crum and Sakrisky. Snider back towards their defense. Picked up by Crum. Crum changes directions in the neutral zone. Crum towards the middle. Crum around that player. Crum with a backhanded shot saved by the goalie. A rebound shot saved by the goalie. Snider cross ice pass through the neutral zone. Davis will go over to collect this puck. High bouncing puck off of the glass. Broken up by Downey. Shot saved by Cole. Crum will get to this puck. High bouncing puck, and that'll be the end of the first period. So at the end of the first period, the Mustangs are ahead 1-0. Thank you everybody for watching. Sorry about the confusion to get started with. We do not have great Wi-Fi here, so we're doing it off of my phone instead of off of Chad's computer. So unfortunately, there's no replays. I'm not sure if the scoreboard is up there or not. No scoreboard. So I do apologize that we don't have all the big fancy stuff, but hopefully we'll at least be getting a stream to you. And if there's a lot of Wi-Fi issues, we should be able to upload it later with maybe some better video quality. Again, this is the first game for the 16U AA Mid-State Mustangs in the Mid-Atlantic Summer Showcase. We're playing against Snider Hockey. We have another game at 6:15 p.m. tonight against Genesis. And then another game tomorrow against Team Philadelphia. For this tournament, you get 2 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, and 0 points for a loss. We have 3 round-robin games. After the round-robin games, the top 8 teams will go to the quarterfinals, and then the winners will go to the semifinals and then championship game. There's 18 teams in each division, so it's a pretty big tournament, lots of teams. That's why we have quarterfinal and semifinal games. So Cole's going to our net on the left. And it looks like we're going to have Zenobal, Wait, Downey, Zero, and Stoddard out for the Mustangs to start the second period. So Downey with the face-off. Downey dumps that towards the far boards. Wait will pick this up. Wait with a shot. High bouncing puck. Zero keeps it in at the blue line. Zero still fighting for the puck along the blue line. Zero gets it towards Downey. Picked off by Snider, who sends it down. And that'll be icing. So 14:40 left in the second period. The Mustangs are ahead 1-0. We have Wait, Zenobal, Downey, Stoddard, and Zero. And a face-off to the left of the goalie. Downey with the face-off goes towards Wait. Wait back to Zero. Zero with a shot deflected. Downey tries to get that in. Wait with a shot deflected high into the netting. So it looks like we're going to have Davis and Crum out for D and keep the same offense out there. Downey with the face-off. Zenobal dumps it behind the net. Downey putting pressure along this puck. Crum keeps it in up at the blue line, dumps it down for Zenobal. Zenobal tries to center it, gets broken up by Snider. Snider cross ice pass through the neutral zone. Davis will pick up this puck, sends it over towards Wait along the far boards. Wait into the neutral zone. Snider picks this off. Shot blocked by Crum. Zenobal picks this up, brings it into the neutral zone. Downey dumps it down. Zenobal in pursuit. Good job by Zenobal standing up to that check. Zenobal keeps that in momentarily. Hoffman keeps it in, dumps it down towards the near corner. Downey picks this up, changes directions. Downey surveying it, sends it up to Davis at the blue line. Oh, unfortunately, that just bounced off of the blue line, offsides. So 13:39 left in the second period. Mustangs are ahead 1-0. We'll have Bildu, Kaufman, Sakrisky, Knob, and Brooks. So Sakrisky with the faceoff goes towards Knob, who dumps it down behind the net. The goalie will play it. Kaufman comes in. Snider sends this up, but it's kept in by Brooks. Kaufman gets it around that ref. Kaufman's still fighting for that puck. Bildu in pursuit. Bildu gets it on net. Saved by the goalie. Bildu turns, shot blocked by Snider. Another shot by Kaufman. Saved by the goalie. The puck leaks towards the near boards. Cross ice pass picked off by Brooks. Brooks sends it down towards the near corner. Bildu in pursuit. Snider changes directions. Up along the near boards. Out into the neutral zone. Brooks goes back. Hits this puck up towards Sakrisky. Sakrisky gets that puck towards the middle. Sakrisky still has control. Backhanded shot deflected by Snider. Sakrisky trying to get it, gets it to Kaufman. Kaufman with a shot, saved by the goalie. So good job by the Mustangs. Lots of shots on net. So 12:39 left in the second period. We're going to have Starrett and Zero out on D. Wenger, Eichfeld, and Giesman on offense to a face-off to the right of the goalie. So Wenger will take this face-off, goes to the far corner. Wenger dumps it behind the net. Wenger collects again, surveying. Wenger brings it around over towards Giesman. Giesman up towards Zero. Zero with a shot. Another shot by the Mustangs. Stoddard keeps it in, dumps it down for Eichfeld. Snider does get it out. Zero in pursuit. Puts it hard around the boards to Stoddard. Stoddard bounces it off of the glass into the neutral zone. Dumped down by Wenger. Giesman comes in, trying to get it centered. Gets it back towards Wenger. Wenger bounces it off the boards. Giesman behind the net. Giesman serving. Gets it up towards Stoddard, but picked off by Snider. Stoddard poke checks it towards the wall. Centering pass. Saved off of the pads by Cole. Puck along the near boards. Snider with it in the neutral zone. Dumps it down behind the net. Zero will pick this up. Changes directions towards Stoddard. Stoddard hard pass up towards Sakrisky, but it is broken up by Snider. Zero dumps it down towards Sakrisky, broken up. Stoddard picks this up, dumps it towards Sakrisky along the near boards. Bouncing puck here in the neutral zone. Sakrisky comes up with it momentarily before Snider picks it up again. Snider with a hard dump behind the net, but that'll be icing. So 11:02 left in the second period. The Mustangs are still ahead 1-0. We'll face off to the right of the goalie. We'll have Sakrisky, Wilson, Lugar, Crum, and Davis. So Lugar dumps it back to Crum. Crum in the middle. Wilson will collect it at the near corner. Wilson centering it, picked off by Snider. Snider tries to get it out, but it's kept in momentarily by Sakrisky. Snider there. Good hit by Sakrisky to break up that play. Gets it up to Lugar. Lugar through the neutral zone. Lugar with a shot saved by the goalie. Wraps around to the far boards. Up into the neutral zone. Davis will pick this up. Lugar trying to break up that play. Lugar takes the puck behind the net. Dumps it back towards Crum. Crum hard pass up to Wilson. Wilson brings it into the neutral zone. Wilson dumps it down after he gains the red line. Goalie plays it behind the net, hits it off of the near boards. Davis at the blue line to keep it in, dumps it back down. Waite over along the far corner, picks this up. Waite trying to get this puck over. Snider keeps it in there. Good job by the Mustangs. We get it out towards the circle, but broken up by Snider. Snider into the middle. Davis poke checks it over to Crum. Crum to Zanoble. Too many names. Zanoble fighting for this puck behind the net. Zanoble dumps it back down towards Waite. Waite wraps it around towards Crum. Crum tries to center, broken up by Snider. We have to get back on sides. Again, it's delayed offsides. So Snider with the puck behind the net. No icing. Cole will play this, leaves it for Brooks. Brooks fighting for this puck behind the net. Brooks wraps it around towards Waite. Waite up along those boards. Waite and Zanoble along with Downey. Passes over towards Downey, just a little bit off his stick. Knob tries to keep this in. Snider does get it out into the neutral zone. Brooks comes over, poke checks it towards the wall. Downey will pick this up. Downey brings it in through the neutral zone. Downey has some speed. Downey and Kaufman. Shot by Downey. Kaufman tries to get the rebound in. Kaufman down towards Downey. Snider will pick this up behind the net. Snider brings it in through the neutral zone. Zero with a poke check to break up that play. Stoddard breaks up that play as well. Zero trying to get that puck up, but Snider dumps it down behind the net. Stoddard changes directions behind the net, sends it along the boards towards Zanoble. Zanoble into the neutral zone. Zanoble into the offensive zone. Zanoble around that player. Poke check by the goalie. Downey wraps it around to Zanoble on the far boards. Zanoble over towards Downey at the near corner. Downey still fighting for this puck. Leaks out to Stoddard at the point. Stoddard dumps it down to the near corner for Downey. Downey wraps around into the middle. Kaufman tries to get a shot, saved by the goalie. Kaufman centers it again. Snider does get it out along the near board. Snider keeps it in and dumps it back down. Kaufman trying to get that rebound. Kaufman with a shot, saved by the goalie. The net's off, but they're not going to blow the whistle. And saved by the goalie. So 7:14 left in the second period. Mustangs are still ahead 1-0. Great job and good pressure by the Mustangs on that bit. So we'll face off to the right of the goalie. Wenger, Giesman, Eichfeld, Davis, and Crum. Another shot saved by the goalie. Giesman with this puck. Eichfeld picks this up behind the net. Eichfeld centers it to, Wenger centers it to Eichfeld. Couldn't get the shot off. Giesman collects it, sends it over to Wenger. Wenger to Eichfeld. Eichfeld tries to get that in. Back to Wenger. Wenger with a shot saved by the goalie and out towards the far boards. Crum picks this up. Crum with another shot saved by the goalie. We're definitely giving this goalie a workout. Great job. Good pressure by the Mustangs. So there are no shots on goal up on the scoreboard, but the Mustangs have been peppering the goalie with lots of shots on goal. Hopefully we can get a couple more to drop. So Wenger with the faceoff goes towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld circles around. Eichfeld dumps it behind the net towards Wenger. Wenger centers it, picked off by Snider momentarily. Giesman keeps it in. Giesman wraps around top of the circle. Giesman with a shot saved by the goalie. So 6:29 left in the second period. The Mustangs are still ahead 1-0. So Wenger, Eichfeld, Giesman are still out there. We'll have Brooks and Knob come in for defense. So the puck leaks towards the near corner. Giesman picks this up behind the net, wraps it around. Giesman centering, pass. Wenger will pick this up. Wenger to Eichfeld behind the net. Eichfeld centers it, broken up by Snider. Snider gets into the neutral zone. Unfortunately, Snider has a breakaway. Brooks with a back check, saved by Cole. Knob sends it up and out into the neutral zone. Snider dumps it down. They will have to get back on sides. Brooks will pick this up. Brooks with a hard pass up towards Sakrisky, but broken up by Snider. Giesman leaves it for Brooks. Brooks up to Sakrisky in the neutral zone. We managed to stay on sides. Unfortunately, Eichfeld's going to get a penalty for interference. So the Mustangs will go on a penalty kill for 2 minutes. We have 5:39 left in the second period. Mustangs are still ahead 1-0. We'll be on penalty kill for 2 minutes. We'll face off to the left of Cole. Kaufman, Stoddard, Zuro, and Wenger out for your penalty kill line. So Wenger will take this face off. Snider has it up at the point. Snider serving, shot, deflected, saved by Cole. Zuro hits that puck hard. No icing because we are on a penalty kill. The goalie plays it, leaves it for their player. Kaufman putting pressure along that puck. Cross ice pass into the neutral zone by Snider. Good poke check by Wenger. Snider up at the point. Shot, saved by Cole. Kaufman dumps that puck down. The goalie will play it. Goalie leaves it into the neutral zone. Kaufman will pick this up, brings it into the offensive zone. Shot by Kaufman, saved by the goalie. Another shot by Kaufman. Sakrisky tries to get the rebound in. Good job by that goalie. I don't know how it stayed out. So Snider's going to be going to the box for interference. So we'll be 4-on-4 hockey for 1:14, and then we'll be on a power play for the remainder of that 2 minutes. 4:52 left in the second period. So again, 4-on-4 hockey until our penalty runs out after 1:14, and then we'll be on a power play. Sakrisky, Billadou, Davis, and Crum. Crum with this puck, dumps it down towards Sakrisky, over to Davis. Davis with a shot, saved by the goalie. Another shot by Crum, saved by the goalie. Billadou tries to get the backhand in. Unfortunately, their players were all in front of the net there. Good attempts by the Mustangs. Good job trying to get that in, but that goalie is playing really well today. So 54 seconds left on our penalty, 1:41 left on Snider's penalty, 4:32 left in the second period. Giesman with this face-off. Lugar, Davis, and Crum in for the Mustangs. Lugar breaks up that play along the far board, sends it back to Crum. Crum over to Davis. Davis with a shot, saved by the goalie. Rebound goes out. Snider has this into the neutral zone. Snider will slow down, brings it into the offensive zone. Snider will slow down, regroup, sends it back to the red line. Centering pass deflected, and unfortunately in. So that centering pass got deflected and in. So that'll put Snider up on the board. So we're tied 1-1. 4:03 left in the second period. So it'll still be 4-on-4 hockey, I believe, because it was even strength 4-on-4 when that goal went in. So we still have 25 seconds left on our penalty, 1:12 left on Snider's penalty. We have Downey, Zero, Stoddard, and Waite. So the puck gets dumped down. Cole will leave it for Downey. Changes directions to Stoddard. Stoddard hits it up along the near board. Snider with it at the top of the circle. Picked off by Zero. Zero with speed through the neutral zone. Zero passes it over to Waite. Waite around and in! So great job there. Zero brings that puck up with some speed. Passes it over to Waite. Waite with a move in front of the goalie and goal. So Zero with the assist, Waite with the goal. That'll put the Mustangs up 2-1. So great job by the Mustangs to answer back right away. 3:40 left in the second period. We still have 2 seconds left on a penalty, 48 seconds left on their penalty. Downey, Waite, Zero, and Stoddard. Stoddard hits it over towards Waite. Waite brings it in. We are back to full strength. Shot deflected by Snider. Snider tries to get that out. Zanoble keeps it in. Back to Stoddard. Stoddard dumps it down. Snider there. Good job by Zanoble to break up that play. Picked up by Waite. Waite to Downey. Downey to Waite. Waite with a shot. Good blocker saved by the goalie. Zanoble sends it back to Stoddard. Stoddard with a shot saved by the goalie. Waite with the rebound and in! So Stoddard with that initial shot, rebound, and Waite with another goal. So good job by Mustangs answering back after that Snider goal. That puts the Mustangs up 3-1. We're back to even strength hockey, 5-on-5. 3:10 left in the second period. So we're going to have Downey, Zanoble, Stoddard, Zero, and Waite. So Downey with the faceoff goes to Waite. Waite over to Zanoble. Zanoble with a shot high over the net. Stoddard will pick this up at the blue line. Stoddard dumps it down to Waite. Waite wraps it around behind the net. Zanoble will pick this up, centers it towards Downey, gets towards Waite over in the far corner. Snider dumps it out into the neutral zone. It was deflected, so no icing. Stoddard will pick this up, changes directions, hits it up along the boards to Zanoble. Zanoble into the middle to Stoddard. Stoddard cross ice pass to Downey. Good job by the Mustangs for that passing. Downey trying to get to this puck center, gets it over towards Zanoble just off his stick. Snider into the neutral zone. Snider dumps it back just along that blue line. Shot high over the net, wraps around. Snider picks it up in the neutral zone. They had to get back on sides. Good job by Downey to pick off that play momentarily. Zero with this puck. Sends it up towards Downey. Downey dumps it towards the middle. Eichfeld comes in to put some pressure along that puck. Snider into the middle, broken up momentarily by Stoddard. Shot deflected. Another shot, blocker saved by Cole. Good job by Eichfeld to get that out into the neutral zone. Eichfeld wrapping this puck around. Eichfeld centers it over towards Wenger, unfortunately deflected behind the net. Wenger fighting to get to this puck, and the net's off. Oh no, I guess they're going to call high sticking. So the net was off, but I think they also called high sticking maybe. So 1:39 left in the second period. The Mustangs are ahead 3-1. We'll have the face-off outside our offensive zone. We'll have Sakrisky, Kaufman, Billadu, Davis, and Crum. So the puck leaks out along the near boards. Davis will pick this up and regroup. Davis surveying, sends it up towards Billadu along the near boards. Billadu putting pressure along that puck. D-to-D pass by Snider. Kaufman comes in to try to break up that play. Crum tries to break up that play. The puck leaks down to the far corner. Davis gets that puck up towards Kaufman. Bounces off of the ref. Snider picks this up. Shot off of the mask of Cole. Good save there. Davis hits that up to Kaufman. Kaufman into the neutral zone. Snider will dump it down, but they have to get back on sides. Crum picks this up. Centers it into the neutral zone. Snider has it. Dumps it along the far boards. Picked off by Crum momentarily before Snider has that. Kaufman picks this up in the far corner. Dumps it around towards Crum. Crum in the middle towards Billadu. Billadu to Sakrisky. Sakrisky brings it around behind the net. Tries to center it. Deflected by Snider. Shot by Crum. Deflected. Oh, bouncing puck and bounces off of our player's bench. So 17.4 seconds left in the second period. The Mustangs are ahead 3-1. We'll face off to the right of the goalie. We'll have Lugar, Wilson, Wanger, Knob, and Brooks. So Wanger with that face-off. Wilson breaks out that play, centers it over towards Lugar. Lugar with a shot deflected by Snider. Knob trying to keep that puck in. Snider does leak it out. Snider has a man ahead. Snider with a shot wide of the net. Knob breaks up that play, and that'll be the end of the second period. So at the end of the second period, the Mustangs are ahead 3-1. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for this Friday morning hockey. Hopefully you have some time off of work, or if you're home today to watch some hockey. We've got lots of Mustangs hockey going on this weekend. I think we have 10U, 12U, 14U, and 16U all at this tournament, all playing different times. The 14U game was before us, but I'm not sure what the final score ended up being. Again, this is our first game of the Mid-Atlantic Summer Showcase. We do have another game tonight at 6:15 p.m. against Genesis. I'll be streaming that one. Hopefully we'll have a little bit better Wi-Fi there. Again, I'm not sure how the video quality is. Hopefully it's not too bad. And then we'll have another game tomorrow. And that'll be our 3 round robin games out of the 18 teams in our division. And then after those 3 round robin games, the top 8 go to the quarterfinals, and then the winners go to the semifinals, and then to the championship game. So lots of teams in this tournament. And we're playing against 3 different rinks. We're at Ice Line. Today we'll be at Oaks Ice Arena tonight, and then I think we're back to Ice Line again tomorrow. So we're going to have Downey, Zanoble, Waite, Brooks, and Knob to start the 3rd period. Waite comes away with that puck momentarily, leaks over along the far boards. Waite dumps it down to Zanoble. Zanoble brings it in towards Downey. Downey back to player Brooks with a shot saved by the goalie. Sorry, my brain couldn't think as fast as my mouth there. So Downey will take this face off. Goes back to Zanoble. Zanoble to Crum. Crum jumps that around. Waite will pick this up. Waite circles to Zanoble. Snider picks this off. Snider still fighting for this puck. Waite putting pressure behind the net. Changes directions over to Zanoble. Zanoble centers it, saved by the goalie. Waite tries to center it. It's broken up by Snider. Waite still fighting for that puck behind the net. Downey and assistance. Downey tries to get it centered, pick off by Snider. Snider hard puck out, but Davis keeps it in, dumps it back down. Wraps around towards Downey. Downey dumps it behind the net again. Zanoble will come in. Downey and Zanoble passing the puck back and forth behind the net. Far corner fighting. Kaufman in there. Assistance with Zanoble. Kaufman comes up with the puck, gets it to Downey. Downey towards the middle. Poke check there by Zanoble to try to keep it in. The Snider player goes down, so Zanoble will pick this up. Zanoble centers it to Downey, and Kaufman's fighting for this puck. The goalie was pushing down our player. So we had a little bit of a scuffle there. So Zanoble's going to go to the box for us. The Snider player is going in. I don't know if that penalty was against the goalie or not. I'm assuming so, though, and they'll have another player serving it for them. Was it just offsetting penalties? Okay, so just offsetting 2-minute roughing penalties. So still 5-on-5 hockey. Snider has his puck down towards the far corner, dumps it around. Sakrisky will pick this up towards Crum. The Mustangs do get this puck out. Sakrisky fighting to get to this puck. Lugar dumps it down towards the corner. Kaufman putting pressure along that puck. Snider gets it out into the neutral zone. Davis in pursuit. Snider with a shot, saved by Cole. Snider centers it. Sakrisky poke checks it along with Lugar. Snider with a shot, covered by Cole. So 12:52 left in the second period. The Mustangs are still ahead 3-1. We'll face off to the right of Cole. Stoddard, Zuro, Wanger, Eichfeld, and Giesman. So Wanger will take the face off. Snider has it at the circle. Shot behind the net. Goes up to the point. Shot, saved by Cole. Rebound, saved by Cole. And unfortunately, that third rebound went in. So good job by Cole to try to save those shots, but the third rebound went in. So 12:41 left in the second period. That'll make the score 3-2. The Mustangs are still ahead. So Wanger, Eichfeld, Giesman, Stoddard, and Zuro. So the puck leads back to Stoddard. Stoddard with a hard puck, and that'll be icing. So a face off to the left of Cole. So puck leaks towards the middle. Zero gets it out towards the point. Good job by the Mustangs to get that into the neutral zone. Eichfeld over towards Wenger. Wenger still fighting for this puck. Snider picks it up. It brings it into our defensive zone. Poke check by Stoddart. Gets it over towards Wenger. Wenger in the neutral zone along with Eichfeld. Eichfeld dumps it into our offensive zone. Bouncing puck there for a minute. Snider does pick this up. Cross ice pass picked off by Giesman. Giesman dumps it down into the near corner. Eichfeld behind the net as the goalies come out. The goalie just pushed Eichfeld into the boards behind the net. Zero with a shot saved by the goalie. Eichfeld picks up this puck in the corner. And that was a delayed penalty against Snider. So Snider's going to go to the box. Was it cross-checking and roughing? So they're going to put 2 in the box? Or is it 2 penalties against? So we have a 4-minute penalty up there, so I believe it was 2 minors against the same player. So cross-checking and roughing against the same player. So they'll be in the box for 4 minutes. Zero sends it down towards Waite. Waite up to Zero. Zero over towards Waite. Waite centers it towards Downey. Downey trying to get that shot off, broken up by Snider. No icing because they're on a penalty kill. Cole leaves it for Stoddart. Stoddart brings it behind the net. Stoddart has some speed. Unfortunately picked off by Snider there. Zero brings it into the neutral zone. Zero with some speed. Zero brings it around. Shot saved by the goalie. Snider dumps this down. Cole will leave this for Stoddart. Oh! So that Snider player came in hard. Kaufman brings that out to Downey. Downey cross ice towards Stoddart. Picked off by Snider. Snider dumps this down again behind the net. Downey will pick this up, gets it to Waite as Snider's going on a change. Waite will leave it for Downey. Downey brings it in. Downey with a shot wide of the net. Kaufman in the near corner. Still fighting for this puck. Waite comes up with it. Waite over towards Crum. Crum with a shot saved by the goalie. Crum dumps that back down behind the net. Downey will pick this up in the near boards. Fortunately broken up by Snider. Snider has it in the neutral zone. Davis back on D, breaks up that play. Snider sends it towards the middle. Poke check by Davis. Gets it to Sakrisky. Sakrisky through the neutral zone. Passes it over towards Downey. Goes back. Unfortunately leaks out into the neutral zone. Crum will regroup while we get back on sides. Crum over to Wenger. Wenger to Sakrisky in the middle. Sakrisky with the shot and in! So Wenger with that pass to Sakrisky. Sakrisky with that shot and in. That was a sniper of a shot there. So that'll put the Mustangs up 4-2. 9:38 left in the second period. So we are back to full strength for both teams. So we'll have Zanoble, Sakrisky, Wenger, Crum, and Davis out for the Mustangs. Wenger will take this face off, goes back towards Sakrisky, Sakrisky to Crum, Crum up towards Wenger and Zanoble. Zanoble trying to get that in, broken up by Snider. Wenger there in assistance, but I believe that'll be offsides. So we have Sakrisky, Wilson, Crum, Davis, and I can't see who's on the other side over there. Billadoo. So Crum brings it into the offensive zone. Crum brings that around, shot off the side of the net. Billadoo picks up this puck. Or sorry, that's not Billadoo, that's Sakrisky. Sakrisky with this puck. Shot and in! So Sakrisky bounces that puck off of the goalie's pads and in. So we're having some double goals. Wade had a goal back-to-back, and now Sakrisky with a goal back-to-back. Good job by the Mustangs. 9:09 left in the second period. So that'll put the Mustangs up 5-2. So Sakrisky, Wilson, Billadoo, Davis, and Crum, but it looks like Snider's taking a timeout. So in this tournament, each team gets one timeout per game. So Snider is taking their timeout. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm just going to mute you during this timeout. Okay, so the timeout is over. Again, we have 9:09 left in the second period. The Mustangs are ahead 5-2. Sakrisky, Billadoo, Wilson, Crum, and Davis. Puck leaks back to Davis. Davis to Crum. Crum cross ice pass to Billadoo. Snider will pick this up. D-to-D pass by Snider. Snider bounces it off of the boards. Crum keeps that in. Still fighting for that puck. Snider bounces it off the glass into the neutral zone. 2-on-1. Goes out to the near corner. Davis putting pressure along that puck. Picked up by Billadoo. Billadoo. Cross ice pass through the neutral zone. And that'll be icing. So we'll have a face-off to the left of Cole. Stoddard, Zero, Downey, Zanoble, and Waite. So Downey will take the face-off. Waite comes up with it, gets it off the boards. Snider dumps it back down. Stoddard gets it up towards Waite. Waite to Downey. Downey over to Zanoble. Zanoble into our offensive zone. Zanoble centers it towards Waite. Waite tries to get a shot off, broken up by Snider. Snider hits it up along the far boards. Snider brings it into the neutral zone. Broken up by Zero momentarily. Snider with a shot deflected wide of the net by Stoddard. Zanoble picks up this puck, brings it to Downey. Downey through the neutral zone. Stutter steps, passes it over towards Zanoble. Zanoble tries to get over to Zero. Zero backhand the shot towards the middle. Zanoble with a shot saved by the goalie. So 7:49 left in the third period. Wait, is it the third period or is it still the second period? Okay, so it is the third period, but the scoreboard only has the second period up there. I got confused there for a minute. So Eichfeld picks up this puck, wraps it around. Wanger in the corner, sends it back behind the net. Eichfeld in pursuit. I believe that's Wilson there. Or no, Brooks that kept that in. Eichfeld over to Brooks. Brooks with a shot deflected by Snider. Eichfeld picks up this puck, brings it around towards the middle, picked off by Snider. Snider gets it out into the neutral zone. Knob in a foot pursuit, sends it up along the near boards. Wanger cross ice through the neutral zone. Giesman keeps that in momentarily. Eichfeld keeps that puck in momentarily as well before Snider does get it out. And that'll be icing. So 7:02 left in the second period. Can you get my charger out of my bag? Because my phone's almost dead. It's in the big pocket. Like the top pocket. Sorry, we're trying to get, my phone's almost dead. Trying to get that. So Lugar with that puck, trying to fight for it. I believe that's Sakrisky who has that puck. Crum sends it down towards Zanoble. Snider has that puck into the neutral zone. And that'll be offsides. So I do have to take out my microphone to be able to put in my charger. Oh, we might be able to. Can you plug it in there?
Yeah, maybe.
Sorry, we're trying to. Let me see if. I don't know. Can't tell if it'll.
Okay.
Although I had 20% left, so let's see.
All right.
We'll see how it goes. We might need to do this. We have 6 minutes left. So Lugar comes up with that puck. Lugar with the breakaway save by the goalie. Kaufman picks up this puck, centering it towards Sakrisky. Sakrisky with the backhanded puck. There's going to be an interference penalty against Snider, I believe. Yeah, so Snyder's going to be going to the box for 2 minutes for interference. So I am going to have to take off this microphone. So it might be a different microphone here for a minute. Okay, so I believe that we are coming from my phone microphone. Please let me know if you can hear me or not in the comments. So Wanger up with the puck. Snider picks that off, gets it into the neutral zone. Sakrisky comes into the offensive zone, passes over to Zero. Oh, sorry, that was Wanger. Wanger over to Zero. Sakrisky with this puck. Gets it up towards Zero. Snider does get it up and out. Cole will play this puck, leaves it for Stoddard. Stoddard behind the net. Leaves it for Sakrisky. Sakrisky brings it into our offensive zone. Sakrisky tries the center, broken up by Snider. Bouncing puck. No icing because Snider is on a penalty kill. Stoddard will pick this up, sends it up towards Downey. Stoddard up towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld brings it into the offensive zone. Eichfeld wraps the puck around, tries to get it centered. Gets it up to Crum. Crum with a slap shot saved by the goalie. Zanoble gets that puck back up to Crum. Crum trying to get it centered. Downey behind the net. Downey up towards Davis. Davis keeps it in, dumps it back down. Snider does pick this up. Downey still fighting for this puck. Zanoble along the boards. Davis keeps it in at the point. Zanoble wraps it around, deflected high and into the netting. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if the Bluetooth microphone. Hopefully we have sound for you guys. We have Wait with the face-off, goes back into the neutral zone. Brooks sends it out towards Hoffman. Snider brings it in, gets it up towards Wait. Wait with a shot deflected by Snider. Bouncing puck. Snider is back to full strength, so it will be icing. We have 3:35 left in the second period. The Mustangs are still ahead 5-2. Thank you everybody for hanging with us with all these technical complications today. We didn't have great Wi-Fi. Can't do the replays and the scoreboard because we had to do it off of my phone, and then my phone died, so we had to take out the microphone to put in the charger, so different sounds. So I do apologize, but thanks for tuning in with us. This is Kaufman centering pass to Wait. I don't know how that stayed out of the net. Wait, trying to get to that puck. Knob keeps it along the boards momentarily. Lugar keeps it in at the blue line, sends it down towards Knob. Snider gets it out into the neutral zone. Snider brings it in, and that'll be offsides, I believe. So 3:13 left in the second period. The Mustangs are still ahead 5-2.
I graduated with a B average, but I senior year was 7.
I believe there may be an injury on Snider's side. So it looks like that player is up. So that is good. So we'll have a center ice face-off. Billadou, Wilson, Sakrisky, Crum, and Davis. So Billadou sends that puck up. Billadou will collect into the offensive zone. Billadou third step, sends it over towards Wilson. Wilson tries to get a shot off, deflected by the goalie. Wilson trying to get it over towards Sakrisky. Sakrisky fighting in the corner. Snider will pick this up. Snider brings it through the neutral zone. Good job by Wilson to break up that play. Sakrisky picks this up. Sakrisky with a shot, bounces off of the goalie who almost fell face first. Centering pass by Snider, but picked up by Davis over to Crum. Crum over towards Wilson. Wilson dumps it into the offensive zone. Sakrisky goes to try to collect. Wilson along the far boards, dumps it down to the far corner. Billadou in pursuit of this puck. Billadou and Wilson fighting for this puck along the far boards. Picked off by Billadou. Billadou with a shot wide of the net. Sakrisky will go over along the far boards. Centers it. Tipped by, I believe that was Billadou. Or no, that was Wilson. Tipped by Wilson and then goes over and hits the netting. So 2:05 left in the third period. Sorry if I was saying second period. The scoreboard has second period up there, but it is actually the third period. Wenger, Eichfeld, Giesman, Zero, and Stoddard. So Zero sends this down. Snider hits that puck up. Zero, good job keeping that in at the blue line. Zero around to the circle. Shot by Eichfeld. Zero behind the net. Zero sends it along the near boards. The puck leaks down. Stoddard in pursuit. Stoddard will pick this up. Changes directions. Changes directions again. Stoddard hard pass up along the near boards. Leaks out for Wenger. Wenger through neutral zone over towards Eichfeld. Wenger still sticking with this puck. Wenger centers it. Bounces off to Snider. Giesman comes in to try to break up that play. Snider hits this puck up. Stoddard keeps it in at the blue line. Shot by Stoddard. Bounces off the side of the goalie. Giesman over towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld fighting for this puck along the boards. Picked up by Wenger. Wenger sends it down to Giesman. Giesman centering for Eichfeld. Eichfeld with a shot. Bounces off the post. Eichfeld backhanded shot. Still loose. Wenger with that puck behind the net. Snider with a hard pass, but Zero keeps it in. Snider whips this puck around. Stoddard is there to send it towards Wenger. Wenger over to the opposite wall. Snider hits that puck up and out. 41 seconds. Cole will have to play that. Leaves it for Lugar. Lugar with some speed into the neutral zone. Lugar around that Snider player into the offensive zone. Lugar dumps it towards Kaufman. Kaufman and Lugar fighting for this puck along the far boards. Wilson comes in to break up that play. Stoddart picks this up, centers it. Picked off by Snider. Kaufman, good job keeping that puck in at the blue line. Wilson to the puck in the near corner. Stoddart and Kaufman fighting along the near boards. Wilson comes in to try to break up that play, and that'll be the end of the game. So at the end of the game, the Mustangs win 5-2. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I appreciate you sticking with us. Again, we have another game tonight at 6:15 p.m. against Genesis Hockey, and then another game. What time is our game tomorrow? You flip my sheet over. And then 11:25 tomorrow, we play Team Philadelphia. So thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you have a good rest of your Friday, and we'll see you later tonight.